If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
My own rules, I'm going to ask a question. I've never asked you this before. You had a fascination with tight ends early on. You were a tight end, played the tight end position, coached offense, and when you came here, you traded a draft pick for Lovick Purnell. You loved Greg DeLong. You were always a guy that carried more H-back, tight end, fullback guys than anybody else. Can you explain maybe that's a personal preference of yours, or was that a system for you when you got here based on Scott Mitchell or any of the quarterbacks you had early on that said, I want more tight ends, more beef, more athletes?
At the time, we all know that tight ends are much better looking than any other player. All right, I'll put it to you. Here's where my affinity for tight end based offense, what I like. All right, you're a defensive coordinator. Okay, I want you to all put on your defensive coordinator hat. Now, I've got one tight end, two backs, two wide receivers. Okay? What kind of, in today's parlances, that's 21 personnel. The little coaching one-on-one. We did this on the air the other day. You hear this all the time. Teams refer to their personnels as groupings. Anytime you hear someone say they're 11 personnel, 12 personnel, 21 personnel, they're talking about the number of backs in the game is the first number, and the number of tight ends in the game is the second number. So two back, one tight end is 21 personnel. You do that because, you know, people call it different things. They call it two tights, they call it tiger, they call it solo, they call it ace personnel. Well, you get so many people going from one team to the next, and you're my tight end coming from Cleveland. No, it wouldn't be Cleveland. You're my tight end coming from you don't know what tight, ace or queen, but if I tell you, okay, I'm going to tell you the number of the backs and number of tight ends, you know what 21 personnel is. It's very easy to learn, and most clubs are using it. I digress, okay? So 21 personnel, two backs. What kind of defensive personnel are you going to have on the field? You're going to have a standard defense, right? 7-man front, 4 linebackers, or 4 DBs, right? Because this is a predominantly run formation, 2 backs, 1 tight end.
Would you call that base? Is that
base personnel, regular 21. All right, now I'm going to go to 3 wides. 3 wides says I got 1 tight end, 1 running back, 3 wideouts. That would be 11 personnel. 1 back, 1 tight end. So if I'm at 11 personnel, who are you going to put on the field? Nickel?
Nickel. Yeah,
you're going to put nickel, aren't you? Because you're not going to put a linebacker. Let's just look at that 3 deep we talked about, or man. You don't want to put a linebacker, break the front and put a linebacker out on a wide receiver. You don't like that matchup, do you? So now you're going to put a nickel back in there, another DB. That's why today you don't have 2 starting corners, you better have 3. Because the way people spread it out like that, your nickel guy, in fact, he better be as good at cover. Most people, when they bring in their nickel back, they put their starting corner inside and they put their next DB outside. Why? This is the hardest position to cover. I got the sideline over here. I at least got the sideline as a friend to pin this person in. If I'm the nickel guy on this 3rd wide receiver, he can go in, he can go out, he can go vertical, he can go short. You better have your best cover guy right here. So if I'm in 11 personnel, so in regular personnel, I'm going to put regular defense in. If I got 11 personnel or 3 wides, I'm going to put my nickel front in. All right? Now, if I have 2 tight ends, and that other tight end, that H-back, is Todd Heap. And I can line Todd Heap here. I can put Todd Heap there in a regular formation, or I can take a Todd Heap, or a guy I just saw, Owen Daniel, Houston Texans, great receiver, really impressed with him. Put him out here as a wide receiver. What personnel are you going to put on the field? If you put regular personnel, because I got 2 tight ends I'm going to run, I'm going to go out here in a 3 wides alignment, make you put a linebacker out on Owen Daniels or Todd Heap, and I'm going to beat you. If you keep your nickel personnel in, putting an extra DB in, I'm going to put Todd Heap in the backfield or Owen Daniel in the fullback position, and I'm going to run my power running offense against the defense now that is a linebacker short to stop the run. So 2 tight end offense, if you have them, and they got to be pretty good ones, gives you huge advantage in terms of personnel matchups that I can now dictate to you as a defense. I'm a half wide receiver, half running back. It's a great combination to dictate to the defense, and I'll play to my strength while you're playing to your weaknesses.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.